Welcome to Out There. I'm Papa Joey Stay.
And I'm Uncle Tim Rice.
In this series, we explore the unexplained
and the paranormal.
While I'm somewhat of a skeptic,
I'm a full-on believer.
Together, we take a deep dive into all things that could be considered out there.
We discuss everything paranormal, from ghosts and UFOs to cryptids and more.
Join us as we unravel the mysteries behind the stories
and decide for ourselves
if there is something more out there.
The Bermuda Triangle, often referred to as the Devil's Triangle, is a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Defined by points in Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico, this area has sparked intrigue and speculation for decades, becoming a hotbed for theories ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Join us on the next Lunchtime on Out There with Papa Joey and Uncle Tim. Joining them will be Christopher Moule from Ghost Squad Scotland Network, where we'll deep dive into this fascinating topic. You won't want to miss this.
And here we are.
Boom.
Yes.
Howdy, guys.
I was just looking up. Yes. Seen the new
Hi,
iPhone
Chris.
update, guys? Have you not seen the new
Yes,
iPhone update?
18?
No, 18. You can actually have your wee screen up there while you're looking at Wikipedia at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Great.
And you can satellite call now, too.
If your phone's
Oh, you gotta
satellite
bring up
available.
comments.
Yeah, you can satellite.
Yes, there.
You don't have to have a cell service to make calls.
See?
I
There you
saw
go.
that.
That's even better. Even better.
Yeah.
So there you go. Tim, when you've been beamed up by aliens and they've dropped you in the wrong place, you can phone home for help.
Hi, Christine.
Hey, Christine.
Hey, Christine. Good to see you.
I get to meet her in person here in another week.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, she's coming to Arizona for Keith's birthday.
Oh, sweet.
It'll be fun. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, Lawrence.
Welcome aboard.
Hi, Lawrence. How are you?
Fun show for you today.
Oh, yeah.
It's always been a fantastic conversation when you can talk about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, we're glad to have Chris back on. Joey, he got his move done, so he's joining us again. He's back on, and so Chris and I had a really
I'm glad to be here.
Chris and I had a really good show planned last week. So because we didn't think Papa was going to be here, so and then we all got sick and everything just happened. So we'll do all this show together because I think you'll really appreciate what we're talking about
Hey,
today.
Joel.
Everybody's interested.
Hey, Joe.
Joel from Ireland, or is his last name Ireland?
I think he's from Ireland. I don't know.
To
Joe,
Ireland.
are you from Ireland, or is that just your name, Ireland? I don't know.
Like a Kathy Ireland?
Yeah.
No, there's people with unusual names in this world. Look at me. My name's actually really weird. Everybody thinks it's Mole, but it's actually no Mole. It's Mole, but it's been changed a few times. I don't know if my family and my dark history past, I don't know what they were doing.
Wow.
Because it started off as Moule. Then it went to Mole, then it went back to Moule, and then it went back to Mole again. I don't know. It's a strange one.
Wow.
Hmm.
So
It depends if I want to be Irish, then I go back to McStay. But I'm mostly Scottish, so.
Oh, that's where you're getting the handsome beard face. See, that's what that is. People with beards, most of them are for Scotland. When you get in one, Tim, you have to get a beard take. Come on.
Well, we've done that. We've done that before. One time,
Have you?
Joey and I and Keith, we were like, we're not going to shave until we get like 500 or 1,000 likes or something like that. So we started growing our beards, and I think we got to Christmas, and we actually had these long, scruffy beards, and we had Christmas lights in them and everything. And so finally, we got to the number, and we all got to shave. So that was a fun time.
Let's be honest, Tim. Is Allison made you shave, right?
Oh yeah, she made me shave. Those guys didn't have to, but I did. like my dad. I didn't like that.
I'm going to say the new for people that's thinking about growing a beard. I think you should grow one of these goatees because I'm not just saying this. It saves money in razors. One razor,
Yeah, mine's electric.
It saves money in razors. Aye.
I probably pay more than you do.
Cold weather. And it's really good for the cold weather too. I mean, it's it's great. And even if you're a bag of chips that fall down, you can pick them back out.
Got leftovers. There's all kinds of benefits from having a beard.
There's only one problem with having a beard is when you're eating toast with honey on it. See if you get honey in your beard. Oh my God, that is a different.
I've got a dog.
The dog will take care of it.
I've got a dog. It's
Mama Lisa's on.
Oh, Lisa.
Hello, Mama Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Oh,
my better.
Lawrence is from Ireland. Lawrence is from Ireland. Lawrence is an Irish man, he's from Ireland.
Joe Ireland is not from Ireland.
No, that's his last name.
Yeah.
But Lawrence is from Ireland.
Yes, Lawrence is from Southern Ireland, yes.
Oh, sweet.
So here we've got 3 countries being represented, because Tim is in Texas, which is its own country.
Texas is, yeah.
And now I'm back in the United States, being in Arizona. Chris is coming to us from Scotland, so.
Freedom!
Freedom, I'm with you, man. Recede. Yeah.
Oh God. Texas has always been a free state,
Oh yeah. United States of Texas.
Yeah, it took me a whole day to get through Texas. My first day of travel was just driving through Texas.
A lot of people don't realize how big Texas actually is, and I mean it's huge. I'm shocked about how big it is. What is it from end to end? How many miles is it for say?
All right, I know all this, but I can't call it up right now. It's the same distance from Texas to Minnesota it is from one side of Texas to the other side of Texas. So we're as wide as the United States are tall.
Are tall, yeah. It's big.
Yeah, and it takes. I forgot the hours and miles. My brain. I know all of it, but I just can't remember it right now.
That's fine.
You can't do it in one day. I know that.
Well, you can if you want to be really super tired.
And you drive really fast.
No, we did it in 2 days.
Your gas prices are a lot cheaper anyway.
We're 234 right now. I filled up for 234 yesterday.
Yeah, I filled up for 205 actually.
Where?
Well, I used my Pilot app. It was like $2.15, and you get 10 cents off.
In Arizona or in Texas?
No, it was in Texas. So in Arizona, it's like $3.
Yeah,
it's about $3.40 or something right now.
205. That's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah. So we filled up the blue car we have.
Sure. Well, we sitting on the trailer.
Yeah,
is that why you had the flat?
Yeah. So we had cheap gas in that one we got here. Already used half that tank.
Is that why you had the blowout on the U-Haul?
I mean, it was quite the blowout. Did you hear about that, Chris? You see the pictures? I should bring up the picture. Here, I'll bring up that picture.
Oh, you poor thing. But it beats the trip that we had coming out here, though, right? Wasn't that bad? It was a trip coming out here.
Yeah, I mean,
because I was under a truck a long time getting all greasy. Yeah, I know.
It was it was the second day. Our first day was pretty breezy being in Texas. It happened in Tucson. I mean, we were just less than 100 miles from our destination when it all went funky.
That's awful.
I'm going to bring up that picture.
I know somebody had a blowout the other day there with their camper van.
Let's see what's the
picture. When Joey and Lisa and I moved out here, that was a fun time. Everything that could go wrong. It was crazy. But
I can't believe how cheap your gas is.
It's awesome, man. I filled up my Hummer for like $48. I think I got 26 gallons for 60. Yeah. That was awesome.
Here you go.
Well, I put 20.
There we go.
Was, oh,
That's because you filled up the car with gas and it was too heavy.
Yeah, we had to pay for it somehow. So,
You thought you were
actually what
saving.
happened is that the leaf spring broke.
Wow.
And that's what caused it. I mean, you see it blew up the
Oh, yeah.
fender.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was
That's
fun.
terrible. You can laugh
that's
now,
crazy.
right?
Oh, yeah, we're here, but I'm just glad it happened when it did.
Yeah.
You know,
Can you
since
imagine out in the middle of New Mexico or
Yeah.
Texas where there's just nothing out there?
Yeah,
Tumbleweed one.
Yeah.
yeah. So I had to
Postal
They
dump
sell
service.
some
trailer. I had to dump that trailer there, and then drive 25 miles to another U-Haul place, pick up a new trailer, and then come back and
Oh, wow.
do
That's almost
all
like
that
our
stuff.
trip coming out where we had to drive to AutoZones back and forth.
Yeah, no, and
That's-
Pet Boys too.
Pet Boys, yeah. Wow. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you made it, man. If that's all that happened, I'm glad. I mean,
No,
saw that
we
picture and I'm
were-
like,
we were
there's-
watched over. We really were.
Yeah.
It was all good.
Yeah, but I just can't believe how cheap your gas is. I'm just shocked. I'm just. I don't
Yeah.
know,
So what
how
is
that
yours per
possible?
liter then? Because you yours is by liter,
I'm
right?
1.30. I'm £1.35 a litre for an E10.
okay.
Then
So
it's about
convert
3
that for
liters.
us and tell us how much that is a gallon for here. Just, do you have any idea?
So right, obey the new right. How much is that a gallon per year?
240, but 230, 240.
$2.40.
Yeah, and we're a dollar more
Hey,
here.
sorry, what is $2.40 in pounds? £1.84.
So what does it mean?
So I'm paying £1.
For a liter?
I'm paying £1. I'm paying £1.34 for 1 litre.
And there's
How many
almost
liters
3
in a gallon?
liters, right, to a gallon. Is that about right?
There's 6 litres in a gallon. No, there's 5 litres in a gallon.
Oh, 5 liters. Holy shnikes,
crap.
man.
Right, so there's 5 litres. Wait a minute. Hey, sorry, how many
So you're
litres in a
closer to
gallon?
$8 a gallon.
Jesus.
Right, there's 4.55 litres in a UK gallon, right? So let's do the maths here. Count it really quickly. I put $2, I don't know, about $16 or $17 a gallon.
Oh, that's even more, right? Wow.
I don't know, is it $13, $14 a gallon? Aye, it'd be $14 a gallon or something like that.
I'm so sorry, man. That's
that's
terrible.
That's what it is. I mean, that's what we have to pay, and they're actually going to be putting it up again. So it's going up. They're saying it.
Yeah.
Will go
Plus, they're
to
going to start
£2.
paying you by the mile. They're going to charge you
Yep,
by the
and-
mile.
Yep. So it's going to go to £2 a litre. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say £9 a gallon. Say £9 a gallon, right? Just for the wee bits added on.
So it's
and then
$18,
£9. What's
$19 a
£9?
gallon.
So what's £9 in dollars?
Let's see.
Hey Siri, what's £9 in dollars? $11.76 a gallon. So that's
I'm so sorry,
So
man.
there's 5 liters to a gallon.
4.55.
Yeah.
That's what it is in the UK.
So yeah. So in Ireland, that's still
Yeah.
wow.
Man.
They're using the euro, but we could just get a wee bit more. So that's around about the same price as what we're paying here in the UK.
Wow. Yeah, I think Texas is the cheapest in the whole, maybe world, but United States anyway.
Well, they got lots of refineries there, then. So
Yeah. Midland,
When about-
Odessa, baby.
when-
yeah.
About last year, sometime during the bug crisis, we had I seen diesel at £2.29 a litre.
Yeah.
And my ancestors
That's
lived in
15.
Scotland's Clan McBain.
Wow.
Yes, I'm Clan
My-
Patterson.
I'm Clan
My
Bradford.
father's my father's clan was Clan MacDonald. My great grandfather was one of the last off the McDonald's. What I mean is one of the last bloodline of the McDonald's in the Highlands.
Wow.
There you go.
Do you hear a lot about the Bradfords?
I've heard about the Bradfords and the Greggs, and see, my mother's side was the Greggs. My mother's side was the Greggs. There's that many different clans. There's that many different clans. You know?
I've got my coat of arms somewhere.
You know, isn't Texas larger than the
I
country
believe it
of
is.
France? I think it is.
Yeah.
Almost as big as all of Europe.
Yes, Texas is larger than just about
Well, not all.
almost every Europe country.
At least great to the UK anyway.
Oh God,
Bigger.
Good.
Yeah.
20 miles. I mean, 20 miles for me seems a lot, but it's no for you. 20 miles for you is nothing. I mean, my car outside's got 94.
20 miles just gets us to Walmart.
That's what I couldn't believe. That's what my American friend in North Carolina was talking to me the other day, and he was like, "How many miles is on your car?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a 2012, and it's got 94,000 miles on the clock." And he's like, "Oh, that's an awful low mileage." And you really think that's an awful low mileage? And then he told me his F-150 is sitting nearly at 400,000 miles.
Yeah, I have 389 on my Honda when I got rid of it.
And I was like, "Wow."
It's a couple.
Oh God,
My Hummer's
moving to
got
America.
298.
Both of ours are
Really?
just pretty close to 100,000 now.
He had one of the, what are they? Is it Toyota or what are they? They've got batteries on them. Toyota, is it Yaris? You know what I'm talking about? He had one of those, and it had something stupid like 700,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but the batteries, the batteries last. The engine lasted longer than the batteries. The batteries died, and he took it to Toyota. And
What would
they
that be
wanted
in
something
kilometers?
Stupid. I don't know, about 800,000 or something like that.
Now you got to do math.
I know math is
I
tough.
mean, I just asked Surrey for everything. Surrey's my pal. Me and Surrey's great. We argue a lot out of my language, out of my Scottish accent and stuff. Well, no spell things for me, but otherwise it's great.
You have a Scottish accent?
I didn't notice.
I do. I'm telling you, the do there, bloody. I think if we can move to America because the price of stuff out here is getting just ridiculous. The only thing is, you have to pay for your health system. It's free here. Maybe that's where the tax.
Yeah,
goes.
or I'm cool. I'm healthy, so
I'm on Medicare.
I'm Medicare, Medicaid, Part A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, I got it all.
Oh God, life.
Oh, it's funny. All right, so let's talk for a second about this hurricane,
Yes.
man. Anybody got opinions on that and how it started and what they're thinking, or any kind of conspiracy theories? I mean, I've been watching it 24 hours since it formed 2 days ago, and this is the only time I haven't been watching it. And I'm sitting up there, and they're like, now they're expecting 15 feet storm surge. They said this will actually change the shape of the state
Of Florida?
Yeah. It will completely change, because in Tampa Bay, you know how it's got that big inlet the bay comes in.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to hit right there, just south of it. So it's basically going to cut a path, and it may change the way Florida looks. Florida may have an
inland,
a rip going through it.
Yeah, I seen
Wow.
that. Yeah,
and this is of biblical proportions. The last biggest one they had was 103 years ago. But this one is supposed to be bigger. So if it doesn't strengthen, they don't know what it's going to do, because it went from 0 to a Cat 5 in like
just a few hours, didn't it?
4 hours, and that's never happened before.
I'm going to say here, right? A conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? I'm just going to come out and admit it right now, right? Look, I think there's something dodgy going on. I think there's something. Did you see the plane flying through it? Did you see them? Did you see the video?
See all
the
those guys?
Through? And everything was flying about their juice and their cans, and everything was flying about, and they're all acting, oh, that's just normal. But
yeah, that's normal.
I mean, I think they're doing something here.
You know what's not normal?
It's deliberate. What's normal?
It's not normal for someone to fly through a hurricane.
Aye, but
That's what's not
they're
normal.
storm chasers, aren't they? That's what they do. That's the snow. That's what they do. That kind of thing. Those planes are specially designed.
Well,
to
yeah,
fly through storms.
and it's for good, it's for data and future, prediction and all. I understand all that. And then it shows them flying in the eye, and it's just like a beautiful sunny day.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But then they have to get out of it.
But I honestly believe, and I'll leave this right here because it's a whole different show, but honestly believe that they're seeding the weather and they're making this shit happen. And I used to be, no chemtrails, that's all hogwash. No. But you know what? I don't know anymore, man. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm skeptical now.
I'm only going to say one thing, that I've got a friend that's in North Carolina. He's just got his power back on after 7 days with no electricity, nothing. Right? He's still no got his internet back up. He knows people in the mountains and stuff like that. That whole villages or towns,
Villages and cities still haven't even been communicated with yet.
Some of them have even been wiped off the face of the earth. They don't exist anymore. There was like a valley with like 200 people living in it, and you're lucky if there's a telegraph pole left in that valley.
They believe there's several cities that are completely just gone. Villages, towns that are gone. They won't know now they still won't know for weeks.
I'm going to say also that the people in Florida, there's people quite close to the sea that are staying in their houses. Maybe they've no any other option of getting out of there, but I wouldn't stay unless I was in one of the high rises or something. I mean, even then.
Oh, what's this one?
There's another. Oh, really?
In the UK.
We've got.
Welcome, Marianne. Thanks for
I live in Scotland.
hopping
It's
on.
weird. You stay out all the time.
And there's another one coming behind this one hitting Florida. Did you know that?
Another one hit Florida?
Yes, another one is coming right behind Marco.
I don't know.
There's another one.
We're doomed.
You'll see. You'll see.
They're just trying to mess with the elections, is what
they're trying to stop the election.
Are you drinking Iron Brew? Are you drinking Iron Brew? Is that
Milton.
can of Iron Brew you're drinking?
Milton. Yeah, there's another one coming behind Milton. It's called.
So after Milton, there's another one.
It's called Necrophilia.
GMN. It starts with an M, right?
It's called
Ned.
They already have a name for it. I forget it. Oh man.
Oh, well.
Anyway, all right.
So that storm's going to end up in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. If it goes through Florida and it catches on the northern route, it goes north. But if it catches the upper air pressure system, it could drive it south, which would pull it right into the triangle. And there are some people saying it could regenerate, start over, and come back around. Which back to never happen, right?
Loop-de-doop.
Oh my God. It's terrible. Terrible what's happening.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something happy about.
All right. So let's pray for all the people that are in the path and hope everyone gets out of the way. And we wish everybody well and good luck and
be safe.
Batten down the hatches. Be safe.
Don't be brave and try to ride it out.
I've got a pilot friend in Tampa. He said he's going to ride it out. And I'm like,
well, I've got a question. Tim, Joe, when are you going to the Bermuda Triangle your holidays? I think
I've been in the Bermuda Triangle.
There, they're fine.
Yeah, I've been in the Bermuda Triangle on Royal Caribbean, and I've also flown over it going to from South Carolina, Charlotte to St. Martin. Yeah. So I've flown over it and I've sailed through it. So, but at the time I didn't know it.
I sailed through it on a Carnival cruise.
Yeah,
I've never been on a cruise. I've been in the only ship that my dad used to have a fishing boat. We used to go quite a lot, so I'm quite used to rough seas. But I did go across in the ferry from Stranraer to Belfast. That was an experience. It was in a force 10 gale. It was one of those catamaran sea ferry things. You know what I'm talking about? You know?
Hey,
it was an experience.
11-11.
11-11.
Got a green heart. Does that mean you're from Ireland too?
Aye, tip of the band to the a bit more slow that I just woke up and chasing after them with burning pitch torches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, see the Bermuda Triangle. It's always like intrigued me because it's not just like modern times. I mean, going back to like the 18th century and the 17th century. And
yes, even before Columbus. And did you hear the story about Columbus? How Columbus supposedly discovered the Bermuda Triangle about the seagrass?
No.
So he was coming in through the southern route through south of Florida on the southeast side, and their boats got stuck in the seagrass. And the seagrass grew up around their boat, and it eventually they got entangled in it. And then it started dying. And as it died, it put off this gas that made everybody on board sick. So they were cutting it away. This happened on the main voyage. Christopher Columbus. I didn't know this. And so it created a gas, a toxic gas and a chemical, and it was dying, and they had to cut themselves out, and they barely made it out of there. That's a true story.
That is so interesting. I mean, I watched a program Discovery Channel once, or it was the History Channel, I can't remember, it was one of them. And there was the divers that have actually found these weird, how can I say this? It's like weird round circles on the floor of the seabed below the Bermuda Triangle.
The square stones?
No, they're like round circles, and they're everywhere. And the water's like a different. It's how can I say this? It's like salt water. Then it changes. The water changes, right? But what they realised is that they thought it was like methane. You know how methane gas, and they popped, and then but see, they say that methane gas is a big player for ships that have sunk, because everybody's, what is it? If you start putting bubbles in a tank, even a block of polystyrene will sink because it becomes unbuoyant.
Yes.
So I still think there's more to it. I think there's all these things, but I think there's
that could be the most credible explanation by man, by logic, by science.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Maria. I believe it's a portal. I believe it's where the meteor hit. Well, not the meteor hit the planet back then, but I believe in the story, not of Atlantis, but I do believe there is a civilization that's sunk there. I believe all of that, but I do believe it's a portal. I'm going with that.
On this earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I agree with Tim. I think, and I'm going to say this, there's a lot of UFO reports that are USOs, as they're called.
Yes, been seen underwater submersible unidentified vehicles that's what Columbus saw. They saw the lights below the water.
Yeah.
And they came up out of the water and ascended into the air. And we've got video of that. There are people who have taken videos with that. But,
see, how do we not know that there's a civilization under the sea?
Sure, there's got to be. Right, there's got to be.
The most unexplored region of the earth.
We've explored what, 4.7% of the oceans.
Well,
we've explored more of space than we have the ocean.
We know more about the surface of the moon than the deepest parts of the oceans.
Yes.
I mean, what is the deepest part? Is it the Mariana Trench?
That we know of, yes.
That we know of,
because that's as far as we can explore. That's we can't explore any further to know if it's deeper.
And we don't really have any vehicle that can go that
technology.
Deep.
Yeah. So
and there's people that believe there's an underworld civilization down there.
Yeah. And
you can enter it through Antarctica.
That's right. Some say there's an ice wall, and beyond the ice wall, it's green.
I know all of this ice wall talk, man. Have you believe all this? This Earth is flat, and there's an ice wall, and beyond the ice wall is. There's a lot of that been going on recently. People have gotten to the ice wall, and they're like, people have gone over the ice wall, and there's shit on the other side.
I'm going to say this. I've never been in an airplane, right? But I have been up some quite high hills and stuff. I've never ever been in an aircraft, right?
Oh my God.
I think there's an electrical forces mess up with the equipment and ships, planes go down, never to be found. But here's the thing, right? I've never been in an aircraft, right? But I do have friends that have flown aircraft. Some of them are pilots. Some of them have been really high up and they've told me about the curvature of the earth and stuff like that, right? I stood in an abandoned runway once. It was World War II. Was that all the alien fast?
That's where the methane comes from. Yeah.
Well, people, the thing about the Flat Earth Society is that they believe that the Earth's flat, right? And there's no curvature to the Earth, right? But I've stood in an abandoned World War II, what do you call it, airfield, and I've looked at the runway, and you can see it start to curve off at the very end. So that's obviously the curvature of the Earth, if you really think about that. And I know that you guys have been, Tim, good God, you were an air hostess. You've seen the curvature of the Earth, haven't you? Look at
yeah. I've been to 48, and one time we had bad weather. We had to go to 52, but you can't go above 60. That's military. 1,000 feet.
I did not know that.
Anything
commercial
above
planes are allowed to go any higher.
No, that's military is above 60,000. They can go 60 to 70. We can go up. Commercial aircraft usually hang around 32, 35. They can go up to 48 if there's an emergency or there's a weather system. One time over Syria, I think we had to get to 52 to go over a storm because couldn't go around it. But yeah, that's in very, very, very special occasions. But no, I've seen the curvature of the Earth. I've seen the whole round planet many times. I haven't seen it flat. At 30, it's flat, but not at 48, 50.
Speaking about altitude, though, did you see that? I think it was in California that they've found people flying drones way up there.
Really?
That they're not supposed to be. Yeah, getting up into the military.
That's bad. You can go to prison for that. You can go to jail for that.
Yeah, they just can't catch them.
Yeah. I don't know. The people that build them or the people that can find them.
I mean, you run a risk here, like an airliner sucking in a drone into into the engine, couldn't you? I mean,
yeah. I'll take down the aircraft big time. If a bird can, anything can. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen cases where the planes have been sitting in the runway and they've accidentally sucked like baggage handlers, and some of them have actually survived.
Yeah. Bird strikes. There's been a lot of we've hit a bird before, not in the engine, but on the aircraft. But an engine can take a bird and still survive.
That's what brought down that flight in New York, right?
Yeah, Sully landing on the Hudson. They hit a flock of birds, so it took out both engines. So there was no hope. But yeah, a bird can hit an engine. You can lose that engine, and yes, you can still fly and land that aircraft. But you can't with two.
Oh God, But it's actually an interesting segue, this, because in what you call it, the Bermuda Triangle, we had that Flight 19, didn't we? We had
Flight 19 started it, man. And the guy that investigated it, I forget, I had all this information in my head, but I had a traumatic experience this morning, and I've kind of lost it all.
Oh, terrible. It was near the gas prices anyway.
So we're good. If you were in jail right now, we wouldn't be doing the show. So
I could have been in jail on this show.
Well, I've actually got it here for you, right?
Oh, you got the guy's name? All right, thank you.
No, what I've got is that Flight 19.
Oh, Flight 19. Okay.
Designated group of 5 General Motor TBM Avenger torpedo bombers.
Avengers.
Okay, Avengers. Yeah. Bombers disappeared over Bermuda Triangle on December the 5th, 1945, after losing control during a contact during the United States Navy overwater navigation training flight, okay, from Naval Air Station Fort Longdale, okay. All 14 naval aviators on the flight were lost, as well all 13 crew members of now that's the plane. Can you bring it up? The float plane. What's it called?
The first one?
No.
Well, there's the crew.
The searching plane.
The searching plane. It's a big one with the 2 engines.
That would have been the 15th man.
Yeah.
This one?
The
those are the 14. There's 2 in each cockpit.
That's the 14. 2 in each cockpit.
Oh, this one.
And then this guy, he went out. No.
13 crew. That's 13 crew.
Yeah.
A crew of 13.
Right.
Members of the PBM Marina flying boat. It launched from Naval Air Station Brannan River to search
it's a
for
bigger
the
airplane.
19.
We don't have that picture, but
and
then a ship.
The cruise here. Then the ship went out merrily on its way. Do you want me to bring the ship out for the ship? As there we go.
Whoops.
Oh,
sorry, I clicked on the same time you did. It went away.
Sorry, I'll let you do it, man. I'll just read the stuff. Right, so
go ahead and take control of
that. So then the navigators concluded that the flight leader, Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, so that was the head of the flight. It was Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor. He was the one that was the 14. So and he said that on the radio, right, that the compass stopped working, which I find very mysterious. I mean, compasses don't stop working. I mean, come on.
They said they started spinning.
Yeah.
Not working. They were spinning.
Well, it says here that they just
stopped working.
It's not working. But come on, all a compass is it's like a sealed sphere, magnetic. It can't really go wrong. It can't go wrong. So unknown to avoid blaming Taylor for the loss of the aircraft. The 14 men reported loss of the PBM search aircraft, right? So then, where are we? They sent out the ship, right? So we've seen the ship here, right? So they sent that one out, and hence, strangely,
gone.
It disappeared. So, I mean, I can understand maybe the rescue planes, maybe one airplanes maybe went out there and it's thought, I will just flee home and I mean, maybe they've ran out of fuel or something like that's happened. Maybe they've been searching for the comrades and stuff like that. But a ship.
Listen, we're finding Captain Crook's and Captain Blackbeard's ships on the floor of the Atlantic right now. We're finding with LiDAR and those ground side scanning. We're finding stuff out there from the 1400s and even older.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Why can't we find the B-19 flight? Or I don't know.
Well, it says here, right? It says in 1986, a wreckage of an Avenger was found off the Florida coast, right?
Yes.
During the search for the space shuttle, remember, it exploded. Challenger. So obviously they were searching the seas to see what was happening. They came across that. I'm going to say this right now. Look, for 3 things to disappear, I can understand maybe the planes ran out of fuel. Right.
All 5 of them in crashing. I can see that.
I can see that. Right? They didn't want to leave their leader. Maybe, I mean, they all had the exact same amount of fuel. Right. And they thought to themselves, right, we're all going to have to ditch this. We're all going to have to pay, right? But then they send out a flying boat, which also disappears. I mean, let's put the perspective here. Those flying boats are built to fly for a long time. They've got a lot of fuel on board. Remember, they sent one out. What was the movie where the battleship was sunk? No, the destroyer was sunk and the sharks were eating people. It's actually a true story. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yes.
And they sent out one of those flying boats, and it actually landed and they all climbed on top of the wings so the sharks wouldn't eat them. Well, those planes are designed to even float without fuel.
Definitely, exactly.
And it disappeared. But then they sent a ship like that out.
And there were no storms. There was no weather anomaly. There was nothing. And we've got these guys. I mean, if you turn on like Discovery or these cable channels, they have these like treasure hunters that go out and search for, shipwrecks and all the gold and silver from all these wrecks, and they find a lot of those things. So how do you think they couldn't find with our technology when that area is not that deep where the Bermuda Triangle is, that they couldn't find those aircraft to this day, or the search plane, or that the ship went looking for them in the same area? I don't know,
think right, I've heard tales about this, and I don't know if this is true. Tim, you're more a piloty person, you know about this kind of thing. Did you ever hear the story about that it was a Cessna that was flying?
Oh yeah. Do you know the story, or do you want me to tell it?
No, please, could you tell it, because it's actually
All right. So this gentleman took off out of Fort Lauderdale, and he was going to do just a flight over to Puerto Rico. And he had done this trip many times. He took out mail, he took out supplies, he was like a high paid carrier. I forget his name. Bill? No. So anyway, he's in a Cessna 182, and he takes out and he's flying across, and he's done this flight many times. So one time he hits Puerto Rico, he's on his way back, and he experiences this cloud that kind of goes around his aircraft, and then all of a sudden it appears like he's going through a tunnel, and then all of a sudden his instrumentation, his stuff started spinning, and he lost contact with ground, and he experienced this for what he thought was like 17 minutes, where he couldn't tell up from down, he couldn't tell, he was completely disoriented and flew through this thing. When he left the cloud and started to descend, he was over an area of Florida, and he had gone 130 miles further than he had on his trip. He went 130 miles further in just a few seconds. The time he was early, like I forgot how. I wish I could give you the numbers. Anyway,
story. What was his name?
But he tells the story of how this fire, you see, it was almost like an Elmo's fire, and then there's colors and purple and lightning, and it was swirling, and he looked like he was going through a tunnel, and all of his equipment went crazy, and then when he did pop out of it, he was 130 miles ahead of schedule. Yes. So, I mean, his story is great. And I mean, you can bring up pictures of him and see his whole story. It was an incredible story. I'm sorry, my brain just doesn't work good enough for me to remember all that.
No, but here's the thing. What happens if that happened to those pilots, right? Where's the pictures here? Because I actually brought them up. So let's see. So here's the people here, guys. That's the pilots, right? And obviously their crew.
And it was quiet for a long time.
What happens if they were flying, doing maneuvers, right? They went into this cloud. All of a sudden, their compasses started to spin, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on? Ground control and stuff like that. What's going on?" And then, say, only 10 minutes lasted. At the end of the 10 minutes, they were put out in the middle of absolute nowhere.
They disappeared from radar. They lost communication, and they had the last transmissions of that on recording. You can actually hear that.
Yeah, and then just obviously ran out of fuel, crashed into the sea, and that was that. So then they sent out the flying boat. The flying boat encountered the same thing, right? Ran out of fuel, landed in the sea. God knows what happened to it.
They don't know that it ran out of fuel. It was gone long enough to run out of fuel, but they don't know that it ran out of fuel. I mean, you have to assume it did.
It makes you wonder where it's went. It really does make you wonder. I mean, right, I can understand the planes, the fighter aircraft, right? They've not got big fuel tanks.
To a point, yeah.
To a point, right? The flying aircraft, it's got big fuel tanks on it. It's designed to last for a long time. Even if it runs out of fuel, it can bob about for weeks on end.
And it can survive a lot stronger weather.
But a ship with enough fuel to sail for thousands and thousands and thousands of miles.
With 78 crew members, 100 crew members.
Yeah. Yeah. So where did that go?
Portal.
Through a portal or a wormhole.
So where is it now? That's the question. Is it another alternate Earth? Is it another alternate
It's
Earth?
in a parallel universe or another dimension. And they also have a ship that disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle, and it reappeared in 1986. Empty, floating floating empty and abandoned. You can pull this. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't remember these things. I'm kind of traumatized. I'll tell you why later.
My brain's pickled tonight. Well, wait, no, I'll bring up the picture.
Yeah.
So there you go. So there's the Bermuda Triangle in itself, right? I mean, it's quite interesting because it's not actually that far. I mean, from the United States itself. Obviously, you've got Cuba, and you've got the San Juan, but it's not just the ones that's disappeared. I actually brought it up. Here's a sec here. Let me find this for you.
Yeah, the last one that just reappeared in 1986 went missing in the 50s or 60s, and then it disappeared. And then 1986, they found it floating abandoned out by Haiti or Cuba.
So here we go. Wait a minute, I should have loaded that. So see the pilot we were talking about. Here he's here. So there he's there. Right. That's him. These were experienced pilots. These pilots were battle hardened.
They got through the war, man. These guys threw missions through the war and shouldn't even be alive. They put themselves in harm's way and they survived missions they should not have survived. And then poof, they're gone in the triangle.
I think there's something more to it. I think there's something. I mean, it's not just these ships. These are just well-known ones that people talk about. I mean, there's ships that disappeared in the 1918. There's ones that disappeared in 1919.
Well, even the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, they had ships.
I'm going to share this.
Yeah.
We can go way back. So, is that showing?
Yeah.
This is
in 1872.
Yeah.
The Mary Celeste disappeared in December of 1872. The entire ship was found stranded in the sea days after starting its journey from New York to Italy.
In the Bermuda Triangle. It was found in New York.
Yeah,
Empty.
That's crazy.
Empty. First of all,
Ellen Austin, that was in 1881, on its way to New York from London. And these all end up in the Bermuda Triangle, so I don't craziness.
Empty.
So it goes way, way back. There's the one you were talking about.
And that was pre-pirate.
That was 1918.
Right.
That's the 1918 one.
Oh,
yeah. The Carol Deering. That was 1921.
I'm trying to find the ship that was taken out, because I think of
the Witchcraft. That one was destined for to be doomed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1960.
You don't sell into the Bermuda Triangle with a boat called Witchcraft.
I'm trying to find the military ship that was sent out for those pilots, and I can't seem to find it now. Where the hell is it?
So it's one thing for the vessel to disappear, right? But it's another thing for the vessel the crew to disappear and the vessel show up with no sign of struggle or any kind of nothing on the ship that appeared to look out of the normal. No wreckage, no it didn't appear to have any kind of a burglary or
yeah, I would be surprised if any paranormal group would go out floating around.
Well, I've been to Nassau
to do some ghost hunting.
I would.
I mean, can I come there? I'll wear my life vest, my whistle and all that, and my flares.
You mean in a little blow-up raft and go out with your nose tube and your your K2? No, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, did you hear the story about the ship in the Bermuda Triangle that was found adrift? And the Coast Guard actually boarded that. And it was like as if everything had just been left out, but it was actually adrift for a long time. And eventually it just disappeared. They actually see right now in the oceans of the world, there's ships that are just adrift with nobody on them.
Yeah, and that happens all the time.
And
that's happened many times.
because you get salvage rights, you get people that go out looking.
Yeah.
For
and there's no sign
ships.
of any kind of disruption or things out of order, or it's like everyone just disappeared.
See, right, Lauren says it could have been just natural phenomena. They just don't understand, right? But here's the thing, right? Right, let's take a ship with a crew, say 120 people, right? They've all disappeared, but they come across the ship again, right? The one that you just talked about. Was that Chris has anyone tried to contact the people through the... That's a good idea.
That's a good question. Yeah. And I'm surprised more mediums and psychics haven't put more, attention on that subject.
Or even remote viewers.
Remote viewers.
That's a good one.
Or maybe they have, and we just never heard about it.
And then we never hear about them again. Yeah.
There's
those kind of remote viewers that just disappear because they know too much.
Right. Let's take it. The first ship you showed us there. Was it the Celeste or whatever it was, and it was found, right? And people just disappeared, and people will be like, "Oh, but maybe they were overcome with gas and they all died," right?
Well, there would be remains.
Where's the bodies?
They didn't
what about the people underneath
before they died?
What about the people underneath that were asleep? Maybe, or they had blockades on those ships. People were in prison sometimes when they committed a crime. They'd lock them up in the
they'd be shackled.
Yeah, all of those people disappeared.
It makes you wonder if there's ever been any submarines that have disappeared, like U-boats.
We don't know. Submarines have gone missing all the time, but nobody knew if they strayed into it or. I'm sure there's a whole thing on missing submarines in the Bermuda Triangle. If you Google it, I bet you there's a ton of it.
I'm gonna Google that then.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get to do more research on the subject. I had about.
I tried to research it today quite a bit. I was lying rolling about, coughing, couldn't breathe. But
I've only been through the Bermuda Triangle once that I knew I was going over it, and it was one of our trips, our last trip to St. Martin, and. They pull up the thing on the airplanes now where they show your airplane on the map and where you are and how much time you have left. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, Joey. And so you pull up your status and it shows you your altitude and where you are, and it shows you on the Earth map. And then we were looking up. I was with my kids, and I'm sitting next to Wyatt. And I said, "Look, Wyatt, here's where." Oh, go ahead. Let's see it.
No, well, actually, we've got one here. Mystery of sub lost after leaving Bermuda. The French submarine, the Scroful, which vanished after leaving Bermuda World War II in 1939 to 1945, has long been a subject of controversy, conspiracy theory, and the subject report. So let's see if I can download this and move to the page, save the photos. Let me see.
The only reservation I have about that is it was during the war, so
yes, that's the problem.
That with that one,
I mean, the Japanese were probably in the wars.
Do you think? I don't think they were in the Atlantic. I think this is more of a. I think that was more German and
German.
I don't think the Japanese had anything to do with the Atlantic.
See. Before
I could be wrong, but
it had nothing but problems, but fuel leaking and air leaking and flooding.
Mechanical
before it left.
Mechanical.
Yeah, so it's probably still lying down there the news we speak because the burst pipe or something like that. So I would say, I mean, it's don't let me upload it for some weird reason, but it's actually got a big turret on it.
These people have all been taken to another dimension or another planet, and they're all existing, and they're probably happy looking down on us going, yeah, we got to go.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be UFOs. It can be USOs.
That's the thing. I mean, see, that's the thing about nuclear submarines now. That is the problem with nuclear submarines. I mean, if one of them go missing, they're not going to tell you that it's missing. They're going to wait until the family start asking where's my husband and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
if they to lose, if America or Britain or France or whoever lost a nuclear submarine, they'd be like, oh my God, because that's a nuclear reactor and stuff
They
like
would
that. It's
either it would be
highly-
on the front page or it would go.
Yep. What's that?
Yeah, this is a different show.
I am ready.
But Chris, you do that every day.
Yeah, you have to join in, Chris. He does that every day, man. He does great tarot readings. You'll have to check that out.
He does.
And we should do that one day too.
I'm doing the tarot readings tomorrow, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. But my reading of today is don't go to the Bermuda Triangle yourself.
Right. We're taking a trip, a vacation to the Triangle today.
I mean, it's a fascinating thing. We don't know what's in the seas. Okay? I mean,
No.
Even seas around the world. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, you've also got the Triangle by Mount Fuji that goes out into the sea, the Pacific.
Right.
Okay, I mean, where things have disappeared. We don't know what's underneath the water and underneath stuff. You know. It's,
No.
No. And there's a bigger mystery, and we're going to talk about this on a future show. A different triangle.
Yes.
So
Aye.
1,500 people have vanished in the Bermuda Triangle.
More people go missing in Alaska every year than any place
16,000
else
people.
on the planet.
And that's not in the water.
And it's not even a
I mean, a lot.
populated
No.
area.
So per
I mean,
capita,
Alaska's quite mountainous.
that's huge.
I know.
That's amazing. Just amazing. And if you pull up, show me missing people in the Alaska missing the Triangle, all of their pictures and ages and dates and birth dates and everything come up. You can see a picture of every one of them, and there's
That's crazy.
thousands. It's eerie.
It's
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm going to read this little outro thing. And if you have something else, Chris, I don't want to
No. I was just going to say.
go
what's that?
prematurely here, you know. But we're close to our hour now, so
I know.
let's see if I can do this in my sexy voice.
We'll see if we can arrange what you call it, a travel to the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
So while the see, I can't even talk. So that's not very sexy. While the Bermuda Triangle remains shrouded in mystery, many of the stories associated with it can be explained through a combination of environmental factors, human error, and the occasional stroke of bad luck. Nevertheless, the blend of history, intrigue, and cultural significance ensures that the Bermuda Triangle will continue to be a subject of fascination for generations to come. Whether viewed through the lenses of science, myth, or a combination of both, the Bermuda Triangle invites us to explore the unknown and ponder the complexities of our world. How was that?
Amen.
That was good. Hey, Morgan Freeman, he's going to lose his job now. You're
Oh.
going to replace him.
Hey,
I can
you
see
should
it now.
Joey, man, don't replace Morgan Freeman.
Oh, no.
No, that
I
was
think
he
that's
does
what
have a
it's
sexy
about.
voice. So.
Depends on who he
Bermuda
votes for.
Triangle. It's definitely got to be a cruise. We could rent out a cruise ship. Tim, you can drive the cruise ship, and we'll go to the the Bermuda Triangle. What
Let's
could
do it.
possibly go wrong? I'm going to
Nothing.
stay inshore just for in case anything happens. So, but don't worry, don't you worry. I'll be thinking about these, and you know.
Since you've never been in an aircraft
even
or a
know.
vessel, we'll send you out there, and if anything goes wrong, we'll helicopter you out.
Aye, don't worry, everybody. There's a helicopter that will
What
save
could
us
go
all.
wrong?
It's only got me on it.
Ah,
As long as it's not like Titanic 2 or anything like that, because I'm not sharing my board with him.
yeah.
Well, Chris, man, we're so glad you joined us today. It's
Yeah.
always a pleasure to have you on. You do a great job.
And
Make
thanks
sure you
everybody
catch
for
the daily,
joining.
Tarot shows,
Yeah.
tarot
Thanks.
reading. They are
Yeah.
good.
Hi to the new people, and we'll definitely do this again.
Oh, yeah. We need a topic for next week, right? So
We always do that. We always say that's another show, and then we always forget what we say.
Yeah, what show we're going to do.
But
yeah,
the triangles. We're doing the Alaska. Well,
so it's a theme month. We're doing triangles for October.
Triangles. There's actually a triangle over in I think Japan or right around that area as well.
Don't worry, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with my tarot readings. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I saw somewhere that there was a triangle in Europe too. Well, a Bermuda
there's
type.
One in Scotland. There's one in Scotland. Oh look!
Oh.
Oh. But 30 folk will appear in the chat. They know I want a free reading.
Wow.
There's actually one up the north of Scotland. It's just a wee one by the Orkney Islands. But a lot of strange things have happened.
Yeah, doesn't matter the size or the shape.
You know, it's definitely fun coming on the show.
Well, thanks, man. We enjoy having you. And you guys, thanks. And let's wish all the people in harm's way the best. And thanks for joining us. Remember to like, share, subscribe. And until then, that's Chris. That's Papa Joey.
And that's Tim. And I think we're going to say it again. Let's see. It's supposed to automatically play when I hit end. We'll see if it does.
It works. It's good.
Take care, people. Be safe.
Yeah.
Love y'all. Let's see if it.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, if you really enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up because that really helps the channel. And then share it.
Oh, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe.
Hey, hit that alert bell so you'll know when we post a new episode.
Or if we go live, you don't want to miss that.
Hey, let us know in the comments section what topics you'd like us to cover in the future.
And always, if you have a story you'd like to share, please let us know.
Until next time,
that's Papa Joy.
And that's Uncle Tim.
Beyond the realm of the known lies the mysteries of out there.